I'm sorry, but there's a part two of this message because I'm still being dealt pertaining to this message about our community. See, whenever you think about the gay community, you have to look at the context as I'm sitting here watching this message by Pastor Henderson. Rejection made me. Isn't that what made the gay community? Was society rejected us? Our families rejected us. Communities rejected us. The church rejected us. See, that's why I became a Christian, believing in the whole Word of God, is because everybody rejected me, and the only place that I found acceptance was the Word of God. Now, to a lot of people, that may not seem a whole lot, but to me, it means everything. Because, see, he's sitting here preaching on the potter's wheel. And he talks about how Jeremiah's looking through a window, and the clay's not forming like it's supposed to. So the potter picks it up, puts it back on the wheel to get it to conform. Oh, that's an important word. To his will. See, God's will for my life, ladies and gentlemen, is to preach to you. To bring a message to you. The gay man. The gay woman. The LGBTQIA community. For such a time as this, are we not rejected? Has society again told us, you're not worthy? How many of you out there hold jobs that are not the typical norm of the gay community? Construction, engineering, factory work, where you work with your hands, you sweat, you come home tired, exhausted. Some of you work in the oil fields. Some of you do concrete work, roofing. We hold jobs typical gays don't hold. We're not the florist. We're not the clothing designers. We're not home decorators. We're not hairstylists. We're not in business. We are blue collar to the bone. It's all we know. We enjoy working with our hands and building and creating, manufacturing, because it's who we are. But yet we're still gay. We're not the norm of what society says, but society says you don't belong amongst us. You're not good enough. But as I think about the gay community as a whole, when did they sell us out? There's thousands of us that aren't in LA. We're not in San Francisco. We're not in New York. We're not in Atlanta, Georgia. We're not in Milwaukee. We're not in Dallas. We're not in Houston. We're not in Austin. We're not in Denver. We're not in St. Louis. We live in the rural areas of this country. We are part of communities and we have to hide because we're gay. We can't openly display who we are because the gay community sold us out. GLAAD sold us out. See, you're out there trying to make peace with an enemy that will never accept you. Ever. You're trying to assimilate into societies that says you don't belong. But yet we take it. And now look at the fight that is on our hands. Our rights, once again, are being eroded. Look what's happening down in Florida. I'm sure Texas will be next. And any other red state. But see, in and of itself, gay men, in general, have a tendency not to vote. Why? Because we're smart. We know that either party will sell us out, but this is the little unspoken secret. A majority of them vote Republican. Why? Because the gay community, the leaders thereof, have sold us out. For acceptance. Come join us in our fight for equality. But in reality, they do anything but. So the next time you go out to protest, like I said before in my last video, remember who you're protesting for, and would they do the same thing for you? The next time you go to vote, are they really for your rights? Do they really care? Or are they throwing you a chicken bone to the dogs so that you can choke on it? That's important. Y'all need to hear the words coming out of my mouth. The only way that we ever got our rights was because we revolted. We fought. But here it is. We have a monument, but it's a monument. It's a monument. Something of the past. Today's the present. Ladies and gentlemen, you're the jury. You make your decision on what's right for a community that you say that you believe in, while your rights are being eroded, taken away from you. You have power. Use it. We've always had power, and we've always swayed the opinions of corporations for equality. So the next time you go to a pride parade and you see these companies trying to get your dollars, because now you're going to start seeing the pride stuff come out because June's quickly coming upon us. And then come July 1st, it'll all disappear again. Like we never existed in the first place. And when people roll their eyes because they see a rainbow flag or a bear flag or a trans flag or whatever, we're here because you allowed it to happen. You became complacent. You allowed those to come in that should have never been allowed in the first place. For a hookup, you hooked up with a guy that will vote against your rights for a moment of pleasure because your moral integrity has gone by the wayside. When you believe in everything, you fall for. When you stand up for everything, you will fall for nothing. It's time to get back to what we used to be. And stop selling out. Think about it. Think about what I've said.